2026 is about to flip everything you know about footwear on its head. That's why today I'm breaking down the biggest shoe trends set to dominate next year. So before you buy another pair, let's make sure you're one step ahead. I'm Leonie and welcome to my channel. Now, as always, I've sifted through the runway shows, the street style looks, and some of the most exciting designer drops to see what's happening in footwear this season. And especially, I've looked at what is the most wearable options around. So if you're like me and you like to feel modern, but you still want to feel confident and comfortable, you're gonna love this video. Now, first up, in one of the biggest shoe trends that is set to dominate this season is the sneakerina. Now, I've talked about these before, and I think I may have even said that I was not a fan, but I have changed my mind. Yes, I have. And if you're not sure what a sneakerina is, it's a bit of a hybrid shoe. So it's a bit of a cross between a ballerina flat and a sneaker. Now, this is the pair that changed the game for me, or definitely changed my mind on this style of shoe. I think I just fell in love with the color first and foremost, and then when I slipped my foot in them, they are beyond comfortable. They've also got this little kind of elasticated part around the back of them that just kind of gently hug your foot. So they just fit to perfection. They have a beautiful padded inner sole that just makes you feel like you're walking on a cloud. They are very lightweight, as you can see here. They're soft, they're flexible, so easy for packing if you're traveling. I mean, look at that color. How gorgeous is that? Oh, and the other interesting thing, when you actually scrunch them up like that, fold them to pack them, the outer sole and the inner sole are actually one piece. So you don't get the inner sole sort of lifting up and coming apart. It's just all integrated. They've also lent into that sort of Miu Miu trend where they've got the mixed laces here. So the first laces are stretchy, so they actually move as your foot moves, and they've got this cute little ribbon lace as well. So there's two different laces, just kind of creating that really interesting modern look. And if you haven't heard of VIVAIA before, and I've got to say this is the first pair that I've grabbed from this brand, and I'm super impressed. But if you haven't heard of them before, they're a brand that really focuses on style and comfort. That is music to my ears because that's what I'm about these days. I love fashion and footwear that looks stylish, but comfort is king in my world. VIVAIA as a brand provides a wide range of comfortable but also on-trend footwear. They also partner with global suppliers to design their shoes with recycled and eco-friendly materials. And they're also available across 61 countries worldwide. So pretty much anyone can get their hands on this brand. So it's safe to say sneakerinas are one of the key looks for footwear this season. Let me know what you think. Are you going to dip your toe into this trend, or are you like the old Leonie who kind of thought that it wasn't a look for her? Let me know in the comments below so we can chat. Now, next up, in this one, I'm a huge fan of because it mixes practicality with modern styling, and it's just super cool, and that is elevated rain boots. So stylish but functional rain boots are going to be a key shoe for the season. I picked up this cool pair from VIVAIA, and honestly, I am so in love with them. They're almost like a puffer jacket but for your feet, and the good news is they are waterproof, so your feet are going to be dry when it's raining or snowing. They're going to be dry and warm, and again, they are lightweight, so you get that chunky boot that is going to elevate you up out of the snow and the rain, but it's also going to keep you dry, but they're not going to feel too heavy on your feet. That is key for me. I like a chunky boot, especially in winter, but not one that just makes me feel like I'm clomping around and my feet are so heavy. So these are super lightweight. They also have great traction and a really chunky sole. So you're not going to be slipping and sliding around when it is wet and snowy. And of course, it's not all just about practicality. They are super stylish as well. I especially love the fact that they are lightweight. Oh, and you can actually bring them in to make them even snugger around your ankle and your foot. So there's that as well to just really make them super snug. It also comes in a few different colors as well. I wanted a real sort of desert boot looking shoe, so I decided that this color was going to work the best for me, but they do come in other colors as well. Now, there is a discount to share with you, and I'm going to put it up on screen here so you can see exactly what it is. So you may want to team up with friends and family for this one, because the more you buy, the bigger the discount, so it's not to be missed. I will also link both of my pairs in the description box below, but the sneakerina is called the Yancey on the website and the boot is the Tyler. So definitely go and check them out. Now, the next big shoe trend for the season is anything in suede. Now, I've talked about suede having a moment in a couple of recent videos, and especially suede purses and handbags, but certainly suede shoes are where it's at as well. So think things like moccasins, loafers, suede ankle booties, knee-high suede boots. The only takeaway here is that if you're opting for a suede shoe, you do need to spray them so that they repel the water and don't get damaged over winter. That's the one thing. I would not wear my suede shoes out of the house unless I treated them first, but there are some beautiful suede options this season. Now, this one is a little strange, admittedly, especially for this time of year, but it is happening and it's worth mentioning, and that is colorful flip-flops. Now, I saw a lot of them being worn at Copenhagen Fashion Week, and it's interesting because when I think of flip-flops, I think of summer and I think of vacation and lightweight summery shorts and tanks, but they are being worn this season back with really unexpected pieces like your trenches and button-down shirts, and it's kind of that real high-low mix. Now, it may not be the most practical option, especially when it's cold outside, but I suppose it depends on where you live and how cold it actually gets. But there are some really interesting, colorful flip-flops available. These pictures that I'm showing you here, you'll probably get an idea that it can actually look pretty cool as well. But for me, I don't know. I don't like the idea of my feet freezing and the idea of having to keep up my pedicure and keep my toes looking great all through the winter. No, that's not appealing to me. But I do like some of these amazing outfits and how they've been pulled together. So maybe on days when it's not so cold, I would think about it. But hey, moccasins are also making a big comeback this season, and you heard it here first. And this trend is kind of interesting because it comes hot on the heels of the boat shoe craze. And this is kind of pushing that look a little bit further. What I have seen in these moccasins, they all look really comfy and I think a little bit more interesting than a classic boat shoe. But let me know what you think. Are you a fan of these moccasins or not? Are they a little bit too boho for your liking? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I do like the look of them. I like the fact that they sort of lean into that sort of boho trend, but not too far. I think I'll definitely give them a go, but let's talk about moccasins in the comments below. And if you're after a shoe that's just a little bit more polished and a little bit more dressed up, then the shoe of the season is very much a sleek knee-high boot. So no more sort of platformy soles or chunky heels. It's very much a refined, elegant boot. I would probably even go as far as saying that this style has officially graduated to a staple. It's less of a trend and more of a timeless shoe. And I do think that you could easily team this type of boot back with pretty much anything you own. And one of the key fashion trends for the season is a kind of a midi A-line skirt. These boots would look beautiful with a skirt like that, or anything that's a little bit shorter. Sometimes if you're wearing midis or just below the knee skirts, you do need something to kind of fill that that gap. An ankle boot sometimes creates a little bit of an awkward gap between where the skirt ends and the boot starts. So having a really good option of a boot that's a knee-high boot kind of gives you that versatility to wear different length skirts and wear them well without having that kind of strange and awkward gap. So a lovely sleek knee-high boot is definitely where it's at this season. And there's also a new look pump for the season as well. Now this was first shown at the Tory Burch Spring Summer 2026 runway show, but I am seeing this particular heel kind of creeping through now. So it definitely seems to be something that's happening for fall winter as well. The real difference with this shoe is the heel. It's more of a short, sort of wide block heel. And it kind of just shows that comfort is always on trend. I mean, I personally like this shoe. I do think it's a little bit more of a demure take or maybe a more modern take on your classic pump. And when it comes to sneakers, and of course I couldn't put a video like this together without mentioning sneakers, the key sneaker trends are very much your what could be known as racing sneakers. So they're very streamlined. I've got a pair of my Adidas favorite sort of sneakers here, but the Puma Speed Cats, the real sleek racing style sneakers are definitely what's happening for the season. And the sneakerinas, which of course I've already talked about. So anything that's very sort of refined and sleek and just not chunky. So we've kind of moved away from the sort of basketball style shoes, the dad sort of chunky shoes, and everything is very sleek. And again, if you're looking for more of an elegant shoe, anything that is slingback. And I also think that, slingbacks are not so much a trend as they are just a great staple. I've got a few pairs of slingback shoes that I bought maybe 5 years ago. They still look as relevant and as timeless today as they did then. So anything with a sling back is very much happening for the season. But as I said, it's again a shoe that is really timeless. It is a shoe that you know that you perhaps may not get as much wear out of if you don't go to events or occasions that require a more of a dressy type shoe. But it kind of doesn't matter because you know that you're going to be able to pull that out and wear it for years to come. And that's how I definitely feel about my pair of pointy slingbacks. I don't always wear them because I'm a sneaker freak, but I know that I've got them if the need arises. Now, another shoe trend that is set to dominate, and this is the last one, but definitely not the least, and you may need to just kind of bear with me on this one, but it is the trend for wearing Luxe slippers outside of the house. So a number of designers are making what definitely appear to be elevated slippers, and they are being designed to be worn outside the bedroom. And while this isn't going to be a trend for everyone, it is that perfect mix of style, but also practicality. Now, I'm not saying just wear your slippers outside the house. These are a particular styled shoe that is designed to be worn outside of the house. So technically they're not a slipper, but they kind of offer the same comfort and coziness of a slipper, but they are designed to be worn outside. And that's why they're on the list, because I love the idea of them being practical, comfortable, and just giving some of your trousers and some of your perhaps wider leg jeans a shoe that's just a little bit more elevated. And certainly for someone like me who lives in trainers, this is a really nice elevated option to wear. So think about some of these Luxe slippers as an option as well. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but I'm sure some of you will jump on board this one. Now, if you'd like to update your style without breaking the bank, then accessories are the easiest way to do it. So why not click or tap on the screen here, and I'm sharing some of the key accessory trends that you need to know about. So click or tap on the screen here, and I'll see you there.